Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your day, 10x your life, and all of us 10x Springfield. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10x coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, we are coming to you from the Big Dog Construction Studio in beautiful downtown Springfield. You are listening to Separation Saturdays on Elevate Springfield, where you can separate yourself from the competition every Saturday morning. Now, we are every day with Elevate Springfield now, so you can start your morning every morning with a new drop from Elevate Springfield, and we are looking forward to having you, and we are thankful that you chose to listen to us. We're going to get started after the break. Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. All right, and we are back. You are listening to Separation Saturday on Elevate Springfield. You might be wondering, hey, what exactly does that mean? Well, this is a new segment debuting today. You might recall, if you follow me over the holidays, I did a tip of the day called Separation Season. Around the holidays, that can be called separation season because so many people just completely shut it down. It is your opportunity to continue to grind, to continue to push, and separate yourself from your competition and from everyone else. Now, along that same lines, Saturdays, a lot of people shut it down, don't put in the grind anymore. But hey, if you're 10X, you're always grinding, and you can take this Saturday to separate yourself. So what we're going to do on these segments, we're going to focus on quick trainings. We're going to talk about some of the main key themes from the week on the show to help you elevate your life personally and professionally. Get a little bit deeper with some of the topics that we talked about with our guests through a 10X lens. So if you've been following me, you know I'm continually looking for ways to grow and expand this platform, ways we can continue to impact more people in the area and therefore impact the community on the whole. So with that, we are doing daily drops now, all 7 days a week. We're going to continue with our 2 primary interviews on that Monday and Thursday, but the rest of the week will be filled in with segments, some of them that we've had for quite a while now. The Communities Grow Together segment, the Wellness Upgrade, we're moving that one from Saturdays to Fridays. On Saturday, we're going to have this Separation Saturday segment. You'll find out what Sundays is tomorrow, and you'll find out what Tuesdays is on Tuesday. We've got some cool stuff in store for y'all, and I'm excited to 10X 26 by bringing you daily drops of Elevate Springfield. So our guests this week, we had David Tim on Monday, we had Jeff Dillman on Wednesday, we had Robbie Matthews on Thursday, and we had Kenny Hyde on Friday with David and Robbie. You know, I saw some common themes amongst their story, one of them being persistence and purpose. So both of them persisted through challenges, through struggles, and through their early careers to get where they wanted to be. So David continued to persist to get to the role he wanted at the Sangamon County Sheriff's, and Robbie persisted through those early days of just, like he said, trying to find another lawn, trying to find another air conditioner fix to be able to grow his company to where it is today. So the power of persistence cannot be understated. That's not to say that we just continue to bang our heads against the wall if something's not working, but persistence towards your purpose is really where it's at. Persistence towards your goals and towards your targets. Now, the plans may change, the tactics may change, the strategies may change, but persisting toward that purpose is what's ultimately what is going to get you to where you want to be. So let's take a moment and talk about purpose through a 10X lens. So in 10X, we have a training that we call the 10X Professional. And there's a lot of different things involved in that. And one of the areas that we discuss a lot is purpose. You see, often people disconnect their purpose from their job or from their career, but knowing your purpose and connecting it with your daily activities is critical to becoming a 10X professional or curating that 10X mindset. There's a number of things you can do to drive you toward your purpose when it comes to 10X thinking. If you've listened to me for a while, you've heard me say this first one: approach success as your duty. You have a duty to create next level success, not only so you can have the things you want, but so other people will see you as a role model. You may recall when Chris Hartsook was on the show, he talked about success is his duty, not just his success, but success of all those around him. And we're not talking about necessarily success just as money or as recognition or some kind of trophy or a pat on the back. It's really about a duty to take care of your family and those that are close to you, right? So if you really have a 10X mindset, success is no longer optional. Success is no longer something that you're wishing for or praying for. Instead, it's your duty and your obligation. And when you do that, you start to approach success as an ethical issue, not as just, reaching some financial target, right? So now that the idea of success is your duty and obligation, when it's an ethical issue, it means you have the money to take care of your family, grow your business, make yourself known. You see, you know what you're capable of. You know what your mission is on this planet. Make it an ethical mission to fulfill yourself as well as your contribution to your community or your industry. And as a result, you're going to be more motivated. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about motivation versus discipline. Motivation is fleeting, whereas discipline will get you through everything. But when you treat success as an ethical issue, it will give you that drive. It will give you some of that added motivation that you might need in certain times. We also talk about, when it comes to purpose, being the most ethical person you know. And we're not talking about just, not stealing money or not, lying and things like that. We're talking about being an example. Real ethics means you must get the job done, that people can depend on you to provide for yourself, your family, your business. So you're a role model for your community. Again, that's going to give you motivation to drive toward your purpose. So when we're talking about be the most ethical person you know, it's about knowing that when you're driving towards your purpose, you're driving toward that success, and it is your ethical obligation. It is your duty to get that done. Because you really need to have a higher purpose than just financial success, than just money. We all need money. Money makes the world go around. It doesn't buy happiness, but it can certainly buy a lot of fun, and it can certainly make things easier. So we all need to have that as a driver for us, but not your higher purpose. What do you want money for? What would that be? Is it for a house? Is it for security for your family? Is it to be able to go on a bunch of vacations and spend time with your family more? The greats in anything know that they must be driven by something other than just money, awards, and rewards. They have some kind of inspiration, something driving them from the inside that keeps them showing up long after others have quit. They know, and they need to know, what they're doing is making a difference for their clients and their community. Again, coming at it from a place of an ethical duty for that. When you have that strong purpose and you've made it your ethical duty for success and to get to that purpose, the next step is to never settle for good when you can be great. If you think good's your target, quite frankly, you might end up with less than good. If you think great is the target, you're at least going to get good because you're going to take the amount of action necessary to do that. So why settle for good when we all have the ability to be great? We all know that we can't do it by ourselves, so get some great partners. Partners could be your spouse, your friends, the people you do business with, folks you are in associations with. Make sure they're great, not average, not mediocre. They need to bring great ideas. They need to bring great customers with them. So get yourself some great partners. Think great things, do great things, create great with these folks. Even if you come up short, great partners are always going to achieve more together than they would by themselves. We talk a lot about collaboration is the new currency and communities grow together. That's one of the main themes on the show. We talk about this a ton because it is so important. So get yourself some great partners. Surround yourself with the right people. Robbie Matthews talked about this a lot in terms of getting around the right people. If you're just sitting around drinking beer, making fun of everybody, he said, you've scripted your life right there. But if you get yourself around positive people, the referrals come, the greatness comes, the growth comes. So get yourself some great partners and surround yourself with the right people. And now as you're doing that, you've got to trim some of the negativity as well, and you have to ignore anyone who says you can't. You have to simply tune out anyone who says you can't or tries to impose limits on you. Could be a family member, could be an employee, could be a manager. If somebody says it can't be done and it can be, ignore them. Great people, great inventors, great politicians, great salespeople, great business people, great athletes have all done things other people have just refused to do, or things people were convinced were impossible. So tune them out and let's push toward the impossible. Great things will happen. Now, when you're pushing toward that impossible, you've got that purpose set, you're disciplined, you're motivated, the whole nine. Some things you can do to put you in charge. Create daily rituals. Daily rituals give you a sense of control. We talk a lot about control in the 10X world because when you have control, you can make a difference. You can make an impact. You can control results. If you don't control the inputs, you're not going to be controlling the outputs, right? So you want as much control as possible. And daily rituals can give you at least a sense of control. Maybe it's prayer, maybe it's thought, maybe it's reading, maybe it's working out, maybe it's quiet time, whatever. Create some daily rituals that make you feel good about yourself, your day, your start, that motivate you and control what you can control. I've talked many times about my morning routine. I would encourage everyone to have a morning routine that includes personal and professional development, working out, all of it. It gets your day out on the right track. It puts you in a solid frame of mind moving forward, and it puts you in control. So what's your purpose? Maybe you don't know it yet. Spend some time and think about that. What are your goals for this year? And why do you want to achieve those goals? Are they tied to a purpose? Are they tied to a higher purpose? Why do you really want them? Push yourself to get to the higher reason. And the way you can do that is by continuing to ask why. All right. What does this mean for you? And what does this mean for your family? So maybe your goal is, hey, I want to make $100,000 this year as an employee for X company. All right. Why? And then when you answer that, why? And then when you answer that, why? Eventually, you're going to get to that higher purpose, because maybe that 100K means, hey, you can take an extra vacation this year with the family. Maybe that means you can buy a house, right? So, but keep asking yourself why. Business owners, you could do the same thing. Hey, maybe I want to hit the $1 million mark this year, whatever the case it may be for your goal. Maybe you want to hit $1 million, maybe you want to hit 10 million, or maybe you are already way past that and you're trying to hit 100 million. Why? Keep asking yourself why to drive toward that higher purpose. Again, that purpose is what's going to give you drive, motivation, and the discipline to continue going when everything gets hard. So let's talk for just a moment about goals. We talked about how goals should be aligned with your purpose. But we are at the beginning of the year here. I did a tip of the day right before New Year's. I do not like New Year's resolutions. I do not think they work. And it's not really I do not think. They just don't work, because for most people, they quit. Most of them are done with them by the time it's February. Most people stop the momentum, stop the progress, and stop doing what they say they were going to do by February. So resolutions don't work. So you need to have some goals that are tied to your purpose that we just talked about. So there's really 7 areas that we talk about in 10X for your goals. And I would recommend that you have goals in all 7 of these areas. Income, wealth, and those are different. Think about that. Income, what's your income goal for this year, but also what's your wealth goal, or your wealth creation goal. Physical goals, maybe you want to work out some more this year. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds. Maybe you want to gain 15 pounds of muscle, right? What's your physical goals? Spiritual goals, familial goals, recreational goals, and professional goals. Now, a lot of these will tie together, because your income and professional goal, they might tie into, hey, I want to make $250,000 this year, so I can have a familial and recreational goal of going to Hawaii or going to Europe or wherever, right? Having multiple vacations this year to be able to spend more time with the family. So they can overlap to a degree, but have goals in all 7 of these areas: income, wealth, physical, spiritual, familial, recreational, and professional. We've got a cool 10X everything exercise that we can take you through. Just give us a shout. Look for me on any of my social channels, or Chris Hartsook, my business partner in Big Dog Business Coaching. We would love to take you through this exercise. So this segment, Separation Saturdays, over the coming weeks, we're going to tackle a number of different topics. Of course, we're going to discuss some of the things we discussed during the week, but we're going to talk sales, we're going to talk marketing, we're going to talk purpose, we're going to talk scaling, we're going to talk business development, HR, all of it, some strategies you can use to elevate your life personally and professionally, and continuing to separate yourself from the competition. Be right back after the break.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343